And this is Grant Kukoth. I'm the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now, recently, the head of the IMF, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, was accused of rape in New York by a maid. Now, it turns out the whole thing was a big lie, and he's going to be getting off, and he's going to be running for French president. Now, what do you think of Dominique Strauss-Kahn getting off of these rape allegations and actually running for French president now that he's getting out of jail?
As long as the truth comes out and everything's good, I mean, like, I don't want his reputation to be ruined just because of one person, but as long as whatever the result of the allegations, as long as it's, results are true and they're not just someone lying, then it'll be good.
Now, it possibly hurts your reputation even more. Now, does it actually hurt maids, because he was possibly accused of this thing from a maid?
Can you repeat the question? I can't hear you, dude, honestly.
Oh, now, does it hurt the reputation of maids, due to this?
If you're being accused?
Yeah, because a maid accused the head of the World Bank of rape, and it turns out the maid was lying.
Yeah, it would affect their image. Because you're a maid, you want to get hired, you want to get paid for the job. And if you lie, then you're fired, you lose your job, and for all I know, you might get sued.
So, do you think it hurts people in your industry, so it'll be harder for other maids to get a job because people are worried about being accused of rape?
Honestly, the whole rape thing is just out of random, why would you even want to say, I got raped? And then the next thing you know, you found out that you're lying.
Now, what other things are going in the hospitality industry for other hotel workers and other hospitality workers such as yourselves?
I mean, besides the maids, I guess it would be benefits or maybe like how the workers are treated. And as long as the workers are treated fine, that'll be good.
I agree.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say about this or any other subject to our viewers?
Hello.
I'm just kind of nervous today.
So in closing, this is Grant Kukoth. I'm the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now, this is Grant Kukoth. I'm the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now, you may not know this, but the head of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, was recently accused of rape by a maid in New York and has actually been in jail for the last month or so. But it turns out this maid was lying. And this head of the largest bank in the world and government organizations, this cost him his chance to run for president of France. Now, what do you think of the president of France, or the potential president of France, being accused of rape and actually it all being a big lie? Does this actually hurt the reputation of maids throughout the galaxy?
I don't know about the reputation of all maids, but maybe in the Anime Institute. I don't know. I feel bad for the president, or who he's running, for what he's running for. But, with how their laws are and how, they don't really publicize anything before things happen, how we just kind of bloat it out of proportion, and with all the stuff that's going on, I think it's not fair. But, I think it's a shameful thing that she did. But then again, everybody tries to do something to get a little bit of the limelight, so.
Did you want to say something?
No, not really.
Now, what do you think? Does this actually hurt the reputation of maids throughout the galaxy by a maid actually accusing such a high-level individual of rape and it turns out she's lying?
Nope, not really. No, just that one maid. Yes.
Okay. Now, since this, do you think Dominique Strauss-Kahn actually stands a good chance of being French president after these allegations are cleared up?
Well, it depends on what the French people believe. If they have faith in the people that run for presidency, and if they know that he's innocent, then yeah, I think he has a good chance because they know, he was always telling the truth.
So, do you guys think Dominique Strauss-Kahn will be the new French president?
Yes, possibly.
Possibly. Okay. So, in closing, is there any other things you'd like to say about this or any other subjects to the people throughout the galaxy?
I love Soul Eater.
Anime is awesome.
What they said.
So in closing, this is Grant Kukoth. I'm the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now this is Grant Kukoth. I'm the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. I should take a step. Now this is Grant Kukoth. I'm the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now recently, This is Grant Kukoc on the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now recently, President of the IMF Bank, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, and also candidate for French president, was accused of rape in New York and actually spent roughly about a month in jail for rape allegations from a New York maid. Now it turns out this woman was lying, and now Dominique Strauss-Kahn will be running for French president. Now we have a fellow French citizen here. Now what do you think of Dominique Strauss-Kahn's potential for being French president now that these rape allegations are cleared up?
I don't really think he's going to be able to be president because rape is a serious crime, and just being accused of it, even if it's false, is just terrible, and people always have that in their mind.
So do you think he'll be able to recover after these allegations?
It depends on his policies and if he's really for the people and trying to help out his country.
Now, we've talked to quite a few maids today. Now, does this possibly hurt the reputation of all maids throughout the galaxy? You know, if they're going to possibly be accusing their guests and other people at their hotels and stuff of various charges that aren't necessarily true?
It could, but hopefully other maids won't do horrible things like that, and they'll be good and, do their job and not, accuse people of crimes.
So what can Dominique Strauss-Kahn and or the people in the hospitality industry do to better their reputation and help people in the hotel industry or people in the banking industry?
I'm not quite sure. Just, be truthful. I don't know. Just not do horrible things. I don't know.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to our viewers?
I don't know. Viva la France.
Yes, viva la France! So in closing, this is Grant Kukoc on the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. This is Grant Kukoc on the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. Now, we're here at Anime Expo 2011. Now, you may not know this, but the head of the International Monetary Fund, Dominique Strauss-Kahn, was recently accused of rape by a New York maid. Now, he's lost his job at the world's largest bank, and this has jeopardized his chances to become French president. And he's been in jail for roughly a month. But it turns out this maid was lying. Now, does this actually hurt the reputation of maids throughout the galaxy, that they may actually accuse the guest of various things that aren't true?
Yes, I think it tarnishes maids all over. Like, the act of one maid can just ruin the entire generalization of maids.
Now, is this a common practice that people in the hospitality industry actually accuse their guests of things that may or may not be true?
No, of course not. We are here to please our guests.
I could say something, I'm not.
Maybe not so pleased,
it might be funny, but all right, this will be funny. So, how do you please your guests? Okay, forget that. That didn't work. Okay, I'm in trouble seeing. Now, how do you think the hospitality industry can actually recover these things like this simply by the actions of this one maid in New York?
Well, I think she needs to not be a maid anymore, and now we have to work harder to to be good representations of maids.
Now, do you think Dominique Strauss-Kahn actually stands a good chance of being French president now that these allegations are being cleared up?
I'm not sure. I think since it's already out there, like that rumor's already out there, people will be thinking about it still.
So, is there any last minute things you'd like to say about this? Now, how do you think people in the hospitality industry can actually improve their reputation after this?
Work harder.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say to the viewers?
Support maids.
So in closing, this is Grant Kukoc on the Predatory Lending Network talking to you.